Yes, today we're here in New Bedford, and I'm here with Mayor Mitchell and others to talk about the impacts that climate change is having on our Commonwealth. Over the 4 years that we've been in office, we've had tornadoes in the winter, we've had extreme weather with snowstorms and rainfall, and it is obvious that we need to adapt to the changes in our climate and make sure that we have the proper infrastructure up so that we can be more resilient to these impacts. Here in New Bedford, we're highlighting the impact that climate change has had on rising sea levels and the potential that it could have in damaging very key underground infrastructure that services sewer and water utilities to this community. And what we have done as an administration, working with our legislative colleagues and our municipal leadership, is to dedicate funding to do assessments in every community and help them put on a plan where they're vulnerable, and then work in partnership with the state to build out the infrastructure that's needed to then be resilient to these changes in our climate. We have about half of our communities that are involved in developing these plans, and we are releasing another $8 million this month to more communities to develop the first phase, which is to develop the level of planning needed, and then we'll work with them on build out and construction.
What we've observed here very viscerally over the years is that what was once a beach right over my shoulder is now 5 feet of water. And here in New Bedford, we are one of the northernmost cities that's vulnerable to Atlantic hurricanes, and we've felt that over the years. We're also America's largest fishing port, and climate change has very real implications for the fishing industry when it comes to things like ocean acidification. And then, as the Lieutenant Governor noted, when we're looking, we can't see the critical infrastructure underneath us right now, but there's a 7 by 9 foot sewer main that runs right underneath us right now that is potentially exposed to storm surges, and if that were damaged, the outcome would be catastrophic. So we take this stuff seriously. We appreciate the partnership that we have with the Karyn Polito administration to do thorough planning first before construction, because it's important to get it right, and that's what we're talking about today. Here is the track, more or less, all the way down for our sewer lines, all the way down to the secondary treatment plant, which is just to the south. So there is, right over here, a 7 by 9 foot culvert that carries most of the city's sewage. So if that wall fails, you've got a big problem. So that's real vulnerability that wouldn't even dare put a price tag on right now. So we've been working with your folks in Energy and Environment, CCM, and each of the agencies under the environment, to figure out how we can get ahead of this. We worked on the MVP program, which is just such a great idea. You want to start the MVP channel.
It is.
The Municipal Vulnerability Protection
Program.
Protection, yes. But so that's allowed us to do some key planning, headed up by Michelle Paul, who's our Director of Resiliency and Environmental Stewardship, as well as Jamie Pont, who's our Director of Public Infrastructure, Christina Connolly, our Chief Operating Officer, and Ed Washburn, our Port Director. So they've all been working hard to figure this out. Not just this particular, using some of that grant money, but also some broader issues around resiliency and adaptation, particularly here in Clark's Point. This is a great part of the city. You're familiar with it. We've got S-mast that anchors it. We've got the beaches, which today's not really a beach day, but if it were, you see lots of people out there enjoying themselves. And over the last few years, we've poured a lot of public money into improving the quality of life here. It's a great partnership. The Cove Walk, right? That was state money. The Harbor Walk on the other side, the city built a couple of years before, and there's a lot coming, and a lot of private investment coming as well. So it's an important part of the city, and for economic development purposes, but it's important also for the city's larger quality of life. This is a great place to come into contact with the water. So we want to protect it for all the reasons that we do for the face of climate change.
So thank you. And the question I have is, we start with the analysis, right? So the program provides the grant to study the issue. What's the problem and what's the solve? So when you study this, what have you learned through the grant
We learned,
program?
Michelle,
What
I'll
the
turn it
solve
over
is.
to Michelle, but we
Yeah.
learned in general we better fix that fast.
So what's the fix though? So one of the things I've learned after surveying in the aftermath of a storm, the damage, that doing the same things that you've been doing over the past 20, 30 years is necessarily the same thing you should do going forward. And technologies and innovations and strategies have developed so they help be more resilient. So I don't know, what do you come up with as potential solves?
The natural solutions are actually the more sustainable.
Right.
But in this case, we've actually been told that in order to get more material here and keep it here, so that people can enjoy it, but also so that the seawall is protected, a series of T-pit and groins would be installed along the beach, and that would keep the tide from taking the dairy.
Because before now, is there actually a beach that could be
There has been.
that been, right? How do you do that?
That I don't know. Jamie, do you know?
It's tidal, I know, but how deep?
The
Like,
depth of
so how would those?
Varies with the tide.
Yeah, right.
It could
but-
be 5-10 feet deep out near the buoy over there.
And is that the kind of infrastructure you would go down deep with in order to
Yes. Yeah.
create the diversion?
Yeah, the T-shaped groins would actually be buried beneath the sand. They'd be installed. The sand would be put on top of them, and then they would, take impact from surge, but also prevent material from washing back out to the sea as the tide comes out.
You have man-made jetties.
Right. They would be similar to that, and actually, some of those are longer
So
than they
groin,
need
just
to be.
to clear
Yeah.
the air.
To-
Groin, we're talking. When I
Sorry,
say
it's a
groin, we're
jetty.
talking about it's like a jetty. Okay.
Exactly. Some of those are actually longer than they need to be, so we may actually shorten some of those and then add more over in this area.
Yeah. So there's man-made protection as well as sort of building into natural environment that is protected coastline an awful long time before we got here. So yeah, I mean we've got to do this kind of planning. We have these academic debates about climate change as sea walls are rising. It's the extent to which humans are contributing to that and all that. But you just pointed out, it's the nail on the head. That used to be a beach. It's not even close to being a beach now. So we got to do it. But I just, I wanted to acknowledge, obviously the great work.
Great.
Representative Tony
Thank you.
Cabral, whose
Yes.
district we are in.
This is a
And Representative
beautiful
Paul
part of the
Schmidt, who's
city.
done ample work on climate change adaptation in the legislature. And of course, Chancellor Johnson for all his work at the university, whose partnerships here have helped us with getting some greater insight into the effects of rising sea levels here. I mean, S-mast is right down the street. So, no, this is the kind of stuff that the state and a municipality like ours should be doing. Bedford, in addition to Providence, arguably the two northernmost cities that are prone to hurricane storm surges. We're looking right down the gullet of a hurricane if we're here. The Buzzards Bay, empties out in that general direction. So, we have hurricanes. We've got, youth swim teams and other sports whose nicknames are the Hurricanes, because it's not just Miami, it's not just the Carolinas, it's here in New Bedford. It's a very real risk for us that we've lived through historically for many years. And so we take adaptation very seriously. We appreciate the work that you've done with your team to make us more resilient.
Okay.